Hello, and welcome to the show, and welcome to the talk show that brings you all the personalities from Africa and the globe. My name is Chris Hayford, and I'm your host for today. And today we're gonna have a wonderful show with some great personalities. And I have one of my greatest friends in the Africa Esports space. His name is Baba, and he will be joining us soon. But before then, I will be playing some clips for you to see how the Accra Esports week went to. This is actually an Accra Esports event. It was supposed to be part of the physical event, but we needed to bring this one to the virtual space to cater for those that are also across the globe to have a physical, to have an experience of what we're trying to do in Ghana, to pivot Ghana as the esports hub in the sub-Saharan region of Africa. So very soon we'll have our guests joining in, but before then, if you are in the chat, send your messages, send your requests, and send your questions to Baba on the stream right through this medium on the chat session, and I'll give you also shout out anybody. And um, um, I just want us to go for a quick break, quick intro, have a clip played of the Accra Esports Week, just for a show reel of the final or the grand final. By the time we come back, probably we'll have Baba joining us soon. So just enjoy this clip. We'll be right back.
Good days of competitive gaming, socialization, seminars, and many more, the maiden edition of Accra Esports Week came to an end at the Accra Mall Food Court. The Accra Esports Week was brought to you by Pop Out and Esports Academy in partnership with Esports Association of Ghana, Joy Prime, and My Joy Online. The event saw top esports athletes in Ghana compete on the final stages in various video games such as FIFA 23, eFootball, NBA 2K23, and Frozen, with over 20,000 Ghana students in pot prizes.
Hi, welcome to the VGA Esports Show, and it's amazing how we've all gathered here today for the Accra Esports Week. Since Monday, we've been bringing you back-to-back esports action. It's been non-stop from every genre of gaming you can think of, and I'll be speaking to a few people to get their views on what the week has been like. I've got my first person here, Vespa.
Hi.
How has the week been?
Wow, it's been terrific. It's been exciting. It's been something I haven't witnessed yet. I may want to call it unprecedented. Of course, it's the biggest ever esports experience in Africa, comprising over 12 games. In fact, it's been exhilarating, and I really had fun with this.
What are you expecting from a final? Do you expect it to be as good as it was, or even better?
Now, this final is going to be crunch, trust me. I mean, particularly with the FIFA, we are going to be playing from the quarter-final stages, and trust me, all those final 8 players, they are tough. They are among Ghana's best, Ghana's favorites. There's the big ups in there, there's Prince Jonas in there, there's Sule Habib. The only person missing out is the only Wonder Kid, but it looks like right now he wants to retire into, some legendary status, so we'll excuse him. But of course, with NBA, we have 2 of the best in the country. We have DT coming up against Terry, and of course the sim racing super races right there. So in fact, we are poised for a lot of action today. I'm just reserved, waiting to see how the energy will rise up very soon when we kickstart.
And welcome back. And guess what? Who is in the house? Drum roll! Drum roll! All right. The most humble, the most handsome, the most, I don't know what to say. Bro, how are you doing, bro?
I'm fine, my brother. It's been so long and I miss you so much.
Yeah. We miss Bali together, right? All right. So, guess what? In Bali, my door was next to his door, just across the rooms. We almost spent most of the time. We ate together. We went for meetings together. I mean, it's good to have you, bro. And I know the wonderful stuff that you're doing in Senegal. And I always say that sometimes people don't really appreciate those of us, the individuals that are really championing esports in Africa. You are a giant in Africa, man. You are a big giant right now. Please, I don't introduce anybody. I want you to introduce yourself. Who are you?
In the most humble way or in the most common way?
You can go humble, you can go corporate, you can go anywhere. I mean, just do your thing, man.
All right, let me keep it simple. So first off, thank you for having me. It's a real pleasure to be part of the Accra Esports Week, and congratulations on the organization. I didn't find enough time to watch all the streaming, but I'm checking all the pictures, and I'm really happy that everything went well, everything's going well, and congratulations for that. So to keep it simple, my name is Baba Ju. I am the president of Sendian Association, which is the first esports association in Senegal. and I am also the manager of Solo Esports, which is the first esports club in Senegal and also first esports professional club, maybe in West Africa. Who knows? We'll
Yeah,
figure it out
yeah.
and
I
yeah,
mean,
we'll figure out the
definitely.
process.
We're gonna talk about solo games, but before then, I mean, the first half of this conversation is about you, and mostly part of like your personal life. The and I'm just gonna roll the questions, and you keep on asking them. So the first question to you, this one is straight. With Baba, we don't have to waste time. Baba, my first question to you is, what was your childhood memory of gaming? How, I mean, your childhood memory of gaming? How did it come to you? Was Did your mom bought you a Game Boy? How did you get into the video games from your childhood?
I remember that my mom bought me a Game Boy when I was 7. But before that, they were sending me at home. They were sending me to go to the lounge gaming and find out and try to talk to my brother to tell him to come back home because he was a real gaming addict. Yeah, he was the master. He was the giant, and he was destroying everybody on different games, on Perfect Dark, on GoldenEye, on Mortal Kombat, and I was a real big fan of my brother. And I think he brought me out to the gaming industry, to the gaming passion, and he made me become maybe one of the most passionate gamer in Senegal. So it all started from that, and after I started playing video games, I started playing different games. I remember first time I was playing games like Prince of Persia,
Wow.
GTA, and PS. Back in the days, it wasn't PS; it was Winning 11. So yeah, I'm an old school guy for sure.
Yeah. I can see. I
First
mean,
of all,
Prince of Persia is an old school. I mean, if you talk about back then it was on diskette, right?
absolutely, it was on diskettes, and it was so funny to find out the diskettes and put it on the computer, play it through the computer. And there was also a game called Bio Manas. I don't know if you guys are familiar with.
Yeah.
It was a game that looks like Metasloop, and Metasloop was really popular back in the days too, with different beat 'em all games like we used to play. Yeah.
All right. My next question is, how did you get into esports? At what point in your life did you say, okay, I'm going to set up an esports club and I'm going to take this trajectory?
I think the journey on esports really started in 2019 when we decided to send our Dex brothers, know them very well, to Asia to participate to their first, let me say, continental esports events. They went there and they came back with a trophy, especially the young brothers, Dex Junior, your protege, like I used to say.
Yeah, yeah.
And thanks to you and thanks to the team from United States that helped us fund the trip. It was a really challenging journey. It was a really challenging moment for us. And from that, I decided to see if we can maybe do something like creating an esports club, an amateur esports club, and try to help the boys make this competition and help the boys having careers. So we started creating them Twitter account, Instagram account, and help them do their communication. Try to seek also for partners. And after that win, that big win, let me say big win because we are cousins with Ivory Coast. Every time we went there, we won a trophy, and we go back. They are mates.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
they kind of jealous because they love FIFA, but we are better on FIFA, but they're better on fighting games. So
Yes. In
yeah,
fact, if you're watching us, the debate about Ghana Jollof, Nigeria Jollof, and Senegal Jollof, we'll settle that today. Even though the UN has identified Senegal as the original Jollof maker, but I will put it aside. We'll come and battle on that. But let's go on. You thrive in bringing creating a community, and solo esports is one. But before then, you did so many other stuff. What was the journey like? Was it easy? Was it difficult? Was it how? How was the support from your family and friends?
I mean, I think I'm part of one of the lucky guys. I was always lucky because I've been part of a family that really accept technology, esports, gaming. My mama was playing Mario Kart with us, so there was no problem. Like in my family, they always understand that. Like I was truly passionate by this thing, video games, but I was also focusing on studies, work, and all this kind of stuff. And the journey of making esports events, of creating tournament, of creating a community was really tough at the beginning because we were doing it without money, without support. Then after we find out we used social media like Facebook to gather more people, like to create communities and to tell to the communities, the players to come with their computers, to come with their consoles so we can make LAN parties, we can make great events. And after that, I mean, I'm talking about the 2012, from 2012 to 2015, we were doing small events. We were doing sharp and simple events. And from 2015, we started having some visibility of on the West Africa, on Africa overall. All the event that has been created from that, and it inspires us to seek for partners, small partners, just small partners, to try to creating some connections. And after that, in 2017, I had a chance to host an esports event in collaboration with Orange, the brand Orange, the telecom brand.
Yep.
And the winner was supposed to go to Gabon for the AFCON, to compete on PS 17 back in the days. And at the first beginning, I was just an organizer. There were only player missing, so I replaced the player and I won the tournament. And I went to Gabon. That
Wow.
was crazy. Yeah, so I went to Gabon. I met some great people there.
Yeah.
Especially people from France. We were really connected, and the passions for esports really started there. So when I came back to my country, I decided to maybe look around and try to connect more people, trying to reach out to people from France, to people from different countries, to inform them, to create streaming. So that was a turning point, to be honest. And after we managed to have brands like Orange, like Pepsi, like Coca-Cola. I mean, it was maybe the things were getting more easy for us. So then we was making great events. I think I remember the biggest event we made. It was in 2019. It was the biggest esports festival in anime. I think that's big. There was around 1,700 people. It was, and that opened our eyes that to understand that there was a lot. We have a large community to invest into them all together and to create a pure connection.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. I mean, Baba, your story is. Anytime I hear you sharing your story, I get so much inspiration because it's we in within the Africa continent, we've never had support from, let's say, government or any other. It is purely our passion and to do stuff, and you have so much passion in creating. I want us to talk about the business of esports. There's a lot of people who are watching this and want to create a team. Walk us through how you were able to create the solo esports, how you moved from even the idea. How did it come by the name Solo Esports, and how did you even came about the name, the logo, the beautiful logo? I mean, Solo Esports. When you see Solo Esports, this is an African esports team. Beautiful logo, beautiful representative of our sports. So I think that so that is what I want you to share with us.
Yeah, I think I will start with the name. It was a long discussion, conversation with my colleague, with my partner, Mamoudou. I don't know if I've ever to you. He's the co-founder of Solo Esports. We were discussing about the name. We did brainstorming to try to find a name that would be catchy because we were looking for a name that would be catchy. catchy for everyone. And he gave that name. He actually gave the name of solo because he found out that solo was part of gaming. Solo. Everybody's know that when you are starting the game, you can play solo or multi. So it was catchy at the very beginning. So we had to find out also a signification of solo. That's why we suggest Senegal official Legion of Esports because in the beginning of the project, we also recruit player in Senegal. So a legend, true players, great, that can win trophies, that can go abroad and represent us as well. And I mean, the name is catchy, to be honest. And after the discussion about the names, it was time for thinking about the logo. And I remember back in the day, I had a chance to share a company, being part of a company with an artistic director, a friend of mine. His name is Artemis. We used to call him Artemis. His name is Alassane, and he's really good because he has lot of knowledge. He been so long in the game, so he's passionate, video passionate by he's a geek. And back in the days when I was in the same company with him, I was telling him every time that if I had a chance, if I had a budget, something like a product, a creator, I will allow him to do me to create me, all the charts, visuals, and the logo and all the stuff. So I mean, he was honored to be part of the project of Solo Esport, and he made us that beautiful logo that symbolized, connection, unity, Africa. I think everybody can get recognized through this logo, and that's important for us. And Solo is not only a Senegalese team; it's more than a team. And I think with time we will show everybody that it's not only a Senegalese team because even on the jersey, the way that created the jersey. The jersey, the symbols are from Ghana. They are
Yeah.
from the Adrin cross, that
Yeah.
and the signification mean unity in diversity. So I mean, looking for we wanted to create something special. We want every time we had a chance to compete in United States, in France, in different countries, to show that Africa is special. Africa got talent first because we managed to out the top eight, or even if you can win the trophies, it's better and all this kind of stuff. So it's all part of the process of creating an esports team because it's not easy. You have to be original, you have to be different, you have to think different, and that's important. But also you have to take some risk because creating an esports team in Africa, considering the fact that esports in Africa is really really tough, like to create, to handle, to manage, because you have to handle different things. You have issue on the latency. You have issue on the different issues. So you have to deal with all this kind of stuff. And thanks to help from the French embassy of Senegal that allow us budget in the beginning, like to create, to have a space for us, have a headquarters, to buy consoles, to create something and to recruit players, to pay them. Since 2 years now, we are doing it by our own, and we are proud of what we are capable of achieving. And to be honest, it's real challenging, but it's also real exciting. And we are doing it with passion, but also we are doing it in the smartest way possible. Like, we're not gonna take big risk. We have just to take small risk and have to do it step by step. Like, first off, you have to create the brand. It's important to have a brand because it's good to win trophies, but at the end of the day, if your brand doesn't stay every time in the mind of people's, it will be different, like to create something special for us. So now we are doing a lot of stuff. Like, it's not only doing esports, compete. It's also, yeah, we have different business model. We have different ways of making money, and actually, we are looking forward participating to more competition. Really so.
Amazing, amazing. I mean, I'm so proud of what Solo is doing because, as always, solo is not just Senegal. It's represent the entire Africa, and especially coming from the Western Africa. We when we think about growing things, we think about the entire Africa continent. One thing that you said that has stuck with me right now is that African esports needs to be original in the branding, in the communication, in the presentation of what we're trying to achieve. It needs to be original. And once we are original, we able to showcase what is truly African. I think that every continent, like Asia, have their esports trajectory. In USA, there are games that they play we don't play here. They play Madden, Halo, and other games they play that we don't play here. So every continent has it, and I believe solo has really catch its niche in projecting Africa. And I'm so excited about. I mean, when I need a solo team to visit Ghana. You know, we've been talking about getting the boys to
Yeah,
come to Ghana and come and taste Ghana
absolutely.
jollof. What do you say about
Yeah,
that?
absolutely, absolutely. I'm definitely I'm all the way up for that. So we can try to find out the best time to do it. But really exciting, and I can't wait to visit Ghana because you know I love
Yeah,
Accra, I love
you
all the
know,
cultures, I love the food. So yeah,
great, amazing. I mean, we did Ghana, Senegal, and the score lines. I mean, Dex Junior was like, I mean, I know they are in. I'm probably they are watching. They are in the Ghana East groups, you know, in the FIFA groups, and I see them chatting
yeah,
with our boys, and our boys know them and communicate with them, and that's the kind of love I mean we have for them. And I know when they come, there are a lot of friends here they would like to meet. Wonder Kid, Kelvin, all the other big boys that they've been communicating and playing online with, and they will have a good time. And I believe also that
absolutely.
we can get our players to visit Senegal and have a good time there as well. I mean, let's talk about your. I mean, I wanted to come and talk about your vision for Africa esports. What because you are a great leader, you know, and you inspire so many people. Apart from the fact that you are in Senegal, you are in a community of leaders in Africa esports, you know, and we for us, me, you, the other guys, Siddiq, Emmanuel, Chloe, all these other people that are in the Africa esports space championing, we all have vision, right? And I believe you also have a vision. Can you share with us your vision for Africa?
I mean, I think to be honest, we all have the same vision. Like because we were together for so many years, we were doing things. You know, we were creating esports event. We were working with our communities. You know, so we have the same vision, and the vision is clear. It's like we want to develop esports Africa in Africa, especially in the West Africa, because we know that West Africa has a lot of potential. But the problem, the more issue we have, the biggest issue we're having is the problem of funding. Like we need money to create event. It takes money to create jobs. Like my friend Tom Leonard used to say, it takes money also to create events and to to make very sustainable esports activities in the West Africa. And my vision is we just need to work together and we just need to help each other to understand what are the requests, what are the esports topics in our different countries, the esports games in our countries, what are the issues, what are the solutions, share more knowledge through esports, educate people, educate communities, share regulations and rules, and share experience because it's all about experience for me. Like I'm always happy to share experience about solo esports because I want every country to have their own solo esports. I'm not telling them that we'll be in every countries and picking their players, stealing their great players and great and stuff. But no, we want, like honestly, I want in every countries that they will be able to have their own, solo esports because I believe that having a club it's good because I mean the young kids we get some inspiration. We come there, we meet the professional players. They will share experience with them. We'll have the chance to experience the real truth of esports, because behind all the stuff that we're doing, there is a real truth again behind esports, and the truth is it's tough in Africa. And every time we have a player that will make it to international events, we're all proud of him, because we know that the journey was tough. We know that back in the days it wasn't possible, but now we are trying to make it. We are trying to prove that we can, yeah, go beyond all the barriers that they are putting on our ways. Visas, latencies problems, budget problems, and if you manage to discuss, to share experience, and to find out the best solutions, maybe in collaboration with some big brands, in collaboration with our government, I think we will like have a more sustainable esports in Africa.
Amazing. We'll have more sustainable esports in Africa if we get support, collaborate, share, and understand. This is from Baba right to you. You are hearing this. I want Baba to touch on how difficult it is for you to find a sponsor for your esports activity or your esports team.
I mean, in the beginning, it was really tough, but now we understand one thing. There are sponsors that have interest on esports, especially in Senegal. But the things that they want is not the same thing that we want. Like we want a long-term partnership, and for them it's always a one-shot activities, a one-shot activations. So we understand that, and now we are focusing on creating a different business model. It's not only about only looking for sponsors. It's more about we are creating interest, we are creating a brand, we are selling the brands through selling merchandising. We are selling jerseys, selling t-shirt, mugs, and etc. And after that, we are creating events through our association. We create events, and sometimes the money we collect, we can put it on the club, invest on the club to buy, more consoles, buy computers, make some trip and all this kind of stuff. Also, we are looking for sponsors. If there are sponsors that have an interest on our brands, that want to be part of the journey, that want to be part of solo esports adventures, we are still open to share the experience. And also, we are still doing trainings, because we believe that through formations, through trainings, I mean, young people can be more aware about esports. It's not about, yeah, I want to be part of esports, I want to be professional players, because we all understand that it's not everybody that can be a next, it's not everybody that can be a wonder kid. Because maybe they are gifted, maybe they've been so long in the game that they married to the game, they familiar with the game, they can do crazy stuff. So we understand one thing, we will do our best to share experience and to prove to everybody that they can be part of esports, but not only as esports professional players. They can be coaches, they can be in the marketing area, they can be, streamers, they can be creator contents, and different things, content creators and different things. So that's important. They have to understand all the business around, all the stuff around. And they can be managers like me. They can
Yeah.
be, product managers also. They can be community managers. So you can do your studies and after end up doing sports stuff, working on sports. And in school, it's always cool working on sports, because you are working with and you are working to develop your passion. It's always cool to do it. But finding sponsors in Senegal, especially, is very tough. Actually, we have Societe Generale, which is a bank. Why? Because they have an interest in sports. Because the bank is, localized in they have their location in France. So they are a general company, and they are sponsoring an esports club calling that we call Gamer Solution in France. So maybe they have an interest in esports, but actually in Senegal it's more about just sponsoring, giving small money, and make sure that they will be they have some visibility in our jersey and in our activities. So if you communicate, you can put them on our visuals, just some little stuff, not too high stuff. And we are collaborating with brands like Orange. We are collaborating with government brands, government company called 3FPT. They are doing trainings to create new to create jobs for the young people. and we did trainings to help them understand everything about digitals, esports, gaming, and yeah, I mean things are going pretty well actually. But we want more. Absolutely, we want more because esports require a lot of money, and you know what I mean when I talk about
Yeah.
money. So if you wanna make it to Evo, if you wanna make it to Combo Breaker, man,
In them, yeah, yeah.
you must have a lot
Yeah,
of money.
and
So yeah.
that brings me to my next question. How are these international tournaments critical for Africans? Because I know whenever I speak to people, I say that look, we need to be out there to showcase Africa because the talent that we have here, they are capable to be on any platform. The Africa, even in spite of the difficulties that we have with latency and stuff like that. See when Dex Jr. went to Russia. See the massive, and I said that when given the exposure and time, Africa gamers, pro gamers will be on top there. How, Baba, tell us, how is international tournament like IESF, like the Bali, there's how is this international tournament like Evo, all these big combo breakers, how is it important to the African esports space?
So first off, we have to understand that make it to international events is not easy when you are African. When you are African, when you come from Africa, because you have to deal with a lot of stuff. There is fundings issue, you have visa issue, and you have also and one of the biggest issue, which is not the biggest one if I'm being honest, but something important, because in different countries in Europe, in Asia, in America, they are always aware about what's a true esports athletes. Actually, we are trying to build athletes. We are trying to create great players. So first off, if we can make it to the international stage, that's good. But second, and the most important things, like if you can make it to international events and win or manage to finish in the top three or the top eight, I mean that's huge for us because we will have a lot of communication. Actually, people all the world have interest on Africa because Africa, is the next El Dorado, like we used to call it, and make it to international space as an international event as an African is important because when you go there, when you start reaching out top 32, top 16, then top 8, people will start talking like, wow, we did not know that Africa has so many talent and are capable to win trophies. I remember when Derek made it to top 8 at the mixed up, that was crazy. Like people was going crazy for sure on Twitter, on Instagram. There was a lot of hype and nobody knows him. Like they only knows him because he was doing international online events, and sometimes he was winning these events. But after he made that trip, I mean, the vision was different, and even from the player, the perspective was different because he was just playing. He said that yeah, he was okay. He was completely happy to be part of solo esports. But since we did the trip at Lyon in France, I mean, he was hyped and he was definitely ready to give it all, to do his best, and expecting a lot of international events to prove that Africa has something to say. Because actually, if you have the chance to make it to Bali to through ISF, or if you had a chance to go to Evo to make top 8, I mean, we will have a lot of communication. There will be a lot of communication on Africa. There's a lot of content creation on Africa, and we will finally because there's a lot of it's been so long that we were waiting for an opportunity to make this trip and to highlight the talent we have. And I'm sure and I'm confident that if you manage to prepare the players well, and if you manage to do the right things, we can go there and we can come back with great results. And when I say great result, it's about making it to top 8. And if you are making it to top 8, it means that you are finalists. And that's the biggest achievement when you are on the on the FGC part, on the fighting games community. That's one of the biggest achievement. And if you make it to top 3, like Dex Junior, he made it top 2 at Kazan on the Russia tournament. Man, that was crazy. And I think he was maybe there was bad luck. The boys used to win every tournament. Every time he went to finals, he win the tournament. So it was his first time he lost the finals, and I know that he was shocked. He was He was getting emotional on different part. But I say him like you have to thank God because the trip was tough, the preparation was tough, and we know
Mhm.
all the situation about Russia. It wasn't easy, but thank God we make it. Thank God we finished second, and we are proud because I think he was the MVP of the tournament because he was doing numbers when he was there, scoring big 8-5-0, 8-0. You know him well.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
He doesn't like to play score one. He likes to play score
yeah,
higher margin. Shout out to you,
3-1
Des Junior.
always.
If you are watching this, Des, hi to you. Ooh, I know I need to come to Senegal, man. I miss those boys. Yeah, yeah. I watch the video you sent to me, and when they came back from, they came back from Ivory Coast after winning that tournament, and the whole family was like, I was like emotional, like this is what esports can do, and I keep on
Absolutely.
saying that it's good to be there. We need to take the strides to push our boys to get into the professional space, and it not only does it help us, but it also brings the attention of the world to Africa, and help bring the investment, global sponsors that we need for our space. Thank you, Baba, for sharing this with us. I mean, Baba, I want us to go for a quick break. When we come back, we take some questions from the stream, and then we some few stuff, then we can run it up. So we're going for a quick break. We'll be right back. Hello, 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 and you are welcome back to the show. And it's me, Chrissy Hayford, with Ken Baba Dio, and he's the manager and of Solar Esports, and also the president of Sand Games. We got all from Senegal, and we're so glad to have him here. I mean, Ghana has a deeper relationship with Senegal. I mean, if you know, we have a place called Thomas Sankara, and if you know that Sankara was one of the favorite presidents from Senegal, and there's a place called Sankara over here. It now been changed the name, but it's still people still refer to the place as Sankara. Anyway, so we go back just to ask an icebreaker. But this question is if you will be a character in a game, what character will you be? Or what game? First, what game and what character?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. I mean, man, listen, I've been playing so many games back in the days, and I'm really fan of game that drive you crazy,
Yeah.
game that every time you play it, you want to play it again, because the ending always got you crazy, and I remember I was playing a game called Bioshock. I don't know if you have ever heard about this
Yeah,
game.
Bioshock, yeah.
Bioshock is from
Yeah.
is from 2K Sports, and the Bioshock Infinite drive me crazy. And I was a really fan of Booker. He was the major characters. The guy was, he has some charisma, and I was really fan of him. So yeah, if I have to be a character, it would be Booker for sure.
All right, so it's Booker from
Yeah,
Bioshock. That's the
yeah.
best character in the game if you want to be. So we will have to immortalize Baba in the game. My next question is that okay, so that even answers your first. I mean, so Baba, is Bioshock your favorite game, or you have another favorite? Currently, what's your favorite game?
Okay, currently my favorite game is Overwatch because I love Overwatch. I'm playing Overwatch every day, every night before going to bed. I play at least 1 hour or 2 hours. The game is so addictive; it drives me crazy for sure. So I love it.
Amazing,
Yeah, yeah, I
amazing.
love Overwatch.
I was expecting you to say Tekken or Street Fighter or Guilty Gear.
I mean, I've been playing Overwatch since 7 years, since the release date, and actually, I've become a fan of Tekken. I'm trying. Actually, I'm being a true fan of Tekken because when you go to my YouTube, you always see Tekken highlights, Tekken videos, Combo Breaker, all the Tekken events. Because I watched the story of Arslan Ash, which is one of the greatest Tekken player in the world. He's from Pakistan. I introduced him
Yeah,
to you. When
yeah,
he was very
yeah.
good.
We met him in Bali.
And,
Yeah.
and his story was definitely the story of Pakistan is definitely similar to the story of Africa. So we were sharing some good things, and I was really fan of what he was doing. Nobody's know that Pakistan was so strong in Tekken, and after they find out funding, and after they find out a way to get him a visa. He went to United States. He went to Japan first, and he won the Evo Japan. Then he went to United States, and he won the Evo US, and that was crazy. That was a crazy story. And from that, I start watching Tekken, playing Tekken a little bit. Actually, I'm practicing my combo, so better watch out. I can I
Aha!
can I can
Oh,
I
but
can
you
do some
remember
great
that
stuff.
you remember the game we played? It I think Legend of Guardians
Yeah.
that we played in Bali.
Yes.
Yes, me and Baba was in a fighting game, and he beat me mercilessly. But I will
It was
revenge.
close. It was close. It was really close.
Anyway, anyway, so I'll quickly go back to Baba. Kindly share with us. Can you share with us a bit of what you hope for solo esports going forward?
Okay, I think the perspective of solo esport actually, or what I'm hoping for, is like maybe you know uh, growing not fast but surely, in the perspective of what we want to build, what we want to create. Actually, we are looking for launching our new collection of jersey. We are thinking about it. We want to create something new, something fresh. Everybody will like it, hopefully, and every countries will, buy thousands of jersey to share the patience and, yeah, to be part of solo esport as well. And actually, we are looking forward recruiting more players on different games. Maybe I'm looking forward, Street Fighter 6, because I know that Capcom have some interest on Africa. And with the fact of the Street Fighter 6 will come with a better netcode, maybe we'll have more chance to host different Capcom Cup stage, in Africa, maybe in West Africa, because actually it's only if I'm correct, it's only in South Africa. And I'm looking forward maybe having different events on Street Fighter, because I know that the game will be good. And maybe recruiting a female player for solo esports. Why? Because there isn't a lot of female players that are near to have to match the level of the professional players in Senegal. But last time I was doing some scout, and there is a girl that I've seen. She's playing eFootball, and she's really smart and she's really good. I know that with some good coaching, we can help her. Became one of the strongest female on esports in Africa, and I know that she's really motivated to be part of the journey of solo esports. So in terms of recruitment, I'm looking for strong players, great players, always. And actually, we are looking for going to United States for the Evo. Actually, we want to make it to the Evo this year. We're confident. We know that Varix, Hamza, they can make it top eight. They can even win the trophy. They can also win the trophy,
Yeah.
win the big trophy also, and that would be huge for Africa for sure. And looking forward doing things in Romania in Iași for the upcoming
Yeah.
ISL events also. Yeah,
Romania.
that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know my boys from PUBG. They want to take their revenge. They were mad because they were expecting to be part of the top eight. And I know that they are preparing this year, and they
Yeah.
won't miss the rendezvous. Yeah. So a
Yeah.
lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff coming, and we can't wait
Okay.
to share all these great news with you.
Okay, all right. Let me just go into the stream and ask the questions from Ace Gamers Esports. It says Solo Esports is the national team. No cap about that. That is giving you guys a props. And he continues
Let's
to
do
say,
it.
he's asking, please, Baba, are there other teams apart with them? Is that because it's always Solo Esports when talking about Senegal? Is there other esports teams in Senegal, or is it just only Solo Esports? But
So actually, I think there is two teams in Senegal. Actually, I'm not sure that we can call them professional teams yet because they don't have maybe enough money, enough budget to do big things, go abroad, compete. But I know that there is two teams actually in Senegal. There is a team called the Africa Group. I know Momo Juve, the player, our former player of solo esports on eFootball. He's part of this team, Africa Group. There's also a team called Benin Level. Benin Level is like next level. Is the transcription of next level in English. So they are also doing stuff, but they are more focusing on FIFA, on Club Pro, 11 versus 11. They are the
okay,
type of game that
okay.
they want to play. So
But
so
what's
mostly that.
what's go ahead, go ahead.
No, go
End
ahead,
your
go ahead.
submit.
Sorry.
I was
Go
going
ahead,
to
no
ask
problem.
you what's the most favorite game in Senegal? Is it FIFA or Eat Football?
It's FIFA for sure. It's FIFA.
Yeah, yeah. FIFA always had
It's
it,
FIFA.
right? I mean,
Yeah, FIFA. I
and when
mean,
it comes
let's be
what,
honest and say that FIFA is the most popular game in Africa.
of course,
Let's be
of course.
honest. Yeah.
What about mobile games? Compare PUBG to Call of Duty.
I know that there's a lot of play on PUBGs, but actually there's a lot of players on PUBG, but actually Call of what gives COD Mobile and a strong impact. It's because most of the players were playing COD back in the days using their computers, some Intel HD computers to play COD, but not on good resolutions. But since they started the mobile version, everybody went to the mobile version and started playing it. The reason why PUBG maybe is more popular because maybe they are more regular tournament and Africans can be part of these tournament. That's probably the reason why they are sticking to PUBG. But I'm sure that if there was more competition on COD Mobile, it will be maybe the most popular mobile game in Africa for sure. But it's always a back and forth between COD Mobile and PUBG Mobile.
All right. And then one question for Atunaye. I mean, this is from Boris. You remember Boris, the e-football player, the Ghana
Yeah,
e-football
Boris.
player. Yes. He says,
Yeah.
how do you help your players to prepare mentally before game?
Oh, sometimes it's not me. It's more the coaches that are doing the mental preparation. But also, we had a chance to connect with a Senegalese that are living in France. He's a coach and he's coaching on different. He had a chance to coach great athletes in France on the mental aspect. So he shared some great knowledge about mental preparation for every competition because he considered esport as a sports as well, and he was giving good advice, good insight for the players. But every time we are preparing a competition, I used to tell them that you have to just consider that you came from Africa. First off, that's the first mental preparation you have to do. You are from Africa, so you are coming with big issue, big problems, but you are here to prove something. So just do your
Great.
best, give your best, and like I mean, be free your mind and do it the best way that you can, you know. And I think it worked. It actually worked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Psyching them up to believe that they can do all things, right? All right. So the next question from Boris is, I think you've answered this, but I will still ask again. How do you think players or teams should brand themselves to get funding?
I think they have to work on their communication first. They have to
Communication.
be in communication first. It's important. They have to when you are professional players, you have to act different, different from the statute from the position where you were when you were just an amateur and truly passionate gamer. When you are professional, you have to think that you have to keep in mind that you represent a brand first. When you represent a brand, every communication you make, the brand will have some impact. It can be positive or negative impact. So your communication is really important. Second, you can be great at your game. You can win every trophies, but also you have to create content. I think the content creation is really important actually in the cycle of esports. So you have to think of it. You have to create your YouTube channel or your Twitch channel, and you have to make sure that sometimes you can create video, you can get help from your friends, you can get help even from the the video editors of the club that can help you edit some videos, no problem on that. And you have also to pay attention to not get stressed more, to not act roughly sometimes when if you experience sometimes you can experience a tournament and you can have some trash talk on it, etc. And you have to keep in mind that if you are representing a brand, you have to act differently. So don't be rude on the commentaries, on the answering, and always keep in mind that if people are making bad comments on you, no matter how bad is the comment, there is a good thing at the end of the day. He was keep in mind that you are actually playing a tournament, or he was caring about this tournament. So it's always you have to take it every time on a positive note, and that's important. That's my insight I have to give. But I think it's important to communicate through ourselves. Me as well as a manager, I have to think different. I have to communicate different because now I represent the brand, and pay attention also to what we are sharing on social media. That's important.
Amazing, amazing. I think Atunaya, your two questions have been answered for you. Now we have also on the stream Maximus Amatogo, who is the founder of Pop Out. And whilst we are at it, let me just recognize our partners before we go. Okay, our this Accra Esports Week is proudly brought to you by Pop Out, and then Esports Academy in partnership with the Esports Association of Ghana, and it is powered and media. Our media sponsors is Joy Online, and then Joy Prime, and we've been supported by Pre Province, Otium Gaming Hub, Motherland Gaming, and then also Yetra. So, and then myself. Anyway, so
For sure.
basically, one more last question for you, Baba, before we go. Is Mazimus is asking, great insight. What are some of the challenges you face managing solo esports?
The biggest challenge is frustration. We have a player in our club. I don't want to mention his name, but salute to him. He's a legend. He's a true legend. Every time he fell on the competition, there is a big frustration. Sometimes he bursts into tears. Sometimes he get angry, and you have to control him. You have to share him wise word. You have to put him good insight to make sure that he's not that frustrated, and he'll understand that after all, it's a game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and maybe sometimes you draw, but you cannot draw in finals. You have to win and lose. So,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think it's really important to communicate with your players when you are a manager. You have to have a different position. It's not like in solo, they don't consider me as, big boss. When you're a big boss, you will create a barrier on the communication with your players. They will consider that you are too hyped to maybe to understand what they're feeling, what they're going through. And when you are close to them, when you are sharing experience to them, when you are sharing videos, when you are sharing, when you get interest on their game, I mean, they are more flexible to talk to you, to open their think and talk to you, and that's important. So every time we go to competition, I take my time to discuss with them, share experience, explain them the objectives, what the club are expecting from them, and also if we match the objective, or if you didn't match the objective, it's all right. Because at the end of the day, we are all together, and we want to build something special. So
and
these
and
are
and,
the
and
insight.
And
Go
give
on.
us the tagline for solo esports because I like it so much.
The tagline, the Solo Nation, or you want the other tagline?
The other
Together we
tagline
rise.
to we
It
rise
said
together
together
or some.
we rise together. We always
Yeah,
rise together. Every
yeah,
time we win
yeah.
together, we lose together. It's always like that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
guys, if you are listening, the tagline for solo esports is "We Rise Together," and that is so much inspiration for everybody. But but the last question I want to ask you is not a question. I know you are a fan of FGC Africa. You love you want the space to blow up. You want we want to have international tournament on this continent. Um, I think I remember something. It's not be my last question. This will be my second last. But
Go on.
before I let you go, once I have you, let me just ask all the question. What should be the roadmap for Africa FGC? Do we have to speak to publishers to come and host events here, or do we have to do more to host events? What is the pathway, or what is the magic way? I mean, how do we help grow FGC Africa or FGC
I,
community in Africa?
I think it will start with first off local tournament to try to scout the biggest talents that we can, support, that we can help, that we understand that they will grow faster, they will maybe, evolve in their game and deliver great performance at the international stage or the continental stage. For me, that's the first step. We have to detect talent first off, and after we have to host maybe I'm not gonna say continental event, but it can start with a West Side events like in the West Africa events because I do know that in the West Africa you have Nigeria, you have Ghana, and I know that you have something you share in common, and it's Morakomba. Also, we are part of the Morakomba FTC. We know that Morakomba is strong, but considering the fact that it's bloody, it's gore, it's not for every brand that it's not every brand that will maybe come and support this type of event. But we still on it, and we still love the game because we know that the game is it's amazing. Also, we have to make something. I don't know how we can manage to do it, but I know that we have to do our best to host more international or continental events on different games like King of Fighters, Tekken, Street Fighters. Because I know more events we will make, more we will gather is get interest by the editors because we know that the editors, the studio, Bandai Namco, Capcom, they have interest on Africa, but they want to see more. And we need to show them more, and that's important. So if you manage to get these events and to gather more like 200 people, 300 people coming from different countries to compete, I think it will be great for them. They will understand that we have something to say. We have our, we deserve our stage, our Tekken stage, our Street Fighter stage, because I know that these two games are really popular, and we need to develop it in our different countries, and it's really important.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. We can't talk about Africa without talking about service. That is one of the most difficult conversation that we have. What do you have to say about service in Africa?
In October, I went to Morocco for the Esports Africa Esports Summit. There was an Africa Esports Summit, and I was honored to be invited by the Royal Federation of Esports in Morocco, and there were a guy called Karim. He's working at Riot Games. You know, Riot Games is the editor of League of Legends, and League of Legends is a really popular game in the North
Yeah.
Africa. And they was discussing that one of the topics was servers, and the feedbacks he shared with us is like it's not coming talking with the editors and telling him we want servers in Africa. I mean, it's more than that. Servers imply
Mhm.
different actors. First
Yeah.
off, is the government.
Yeah.
There is government that doesn't agree to work together to create servers or to work together to create good condition that can help the countries or that can help the communities have servers in their countries. And
Mhm.
it's not also like if you have a servers in Morocco or if you have a servers in Nigeria, you can maybe cover the rest of the countries. It's different. There is a different process on the creation of servers. So we have to pay attention on that. Like, I mean, first off, what we need to do is to convince the government to get interest on esports. Also convince government to decide to work to other governments. Like, Egypt. He was telling us short stories, and he was telling us that Egypt I don't know if the game is Valorant or FIFA. I think I forgot the name of the games, but he was telling us because there is short stories about that about servers because in Egypt there is no servers, so they have to connect to Bahrain. Bahrain, there are servers in Bahrain. They can connect to Bahrain. Bahrain is close to Egypt, still on the MENA side. They have to connect to Bahrain, maybe to play Valorant, for example. Considering the fact that the two, government and countries maybe have some small issues, Egyptians cannot ping to Bahrain servers. They have to ping to Germany servers, so it's far from Egypt to play Valorant, and that's a crazy story. That's gave me maybe that story made me think that it's first of a matter of understanding, and second, it's a matter of maybe trying to discuss with our government and convince them that they need to work with the other government to create the good condition for the preparation of the servers. So that's the feedback that I wanted to share.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, all right, guys. All too soon, we're going to round up, but I call this segment the last segment of this, which is gonna be my fun time with Baba. This is Baba. This is the fun time. It's quick questions about. So I'll give you some list of games, right? Then you choose one. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Debt, Asako Corsa, Gran Turismo, Forza. Which one would be your favorite?
Can you repeat again? I know I missed one of the.
Debt,
Okay,
Asako
there's.
Corsa,
Mhm.
Gran Turismo, and Forza.
I've been a fan of Dirt. I love Dirt. I was playing Dirt 3, Dirt 2, I love
All
Dirt.
right.
But
So,
I played Gran Turismo using the wheel, the simulator wheel, and it was really interesting and really, it was great. It was a great, I was having great sensation. So if I have to pick one, actually, it will be Gran Turismo.
okay, all right. And then pick one of these. Fortnite, Apex, Rogue Company.
It's gotta be Apex.
All
I don't
right.
see myself playing. I don't see myself playing Fortnite.
Oh, okay, okay. The last one, the last one. PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox.
There is no PC option.
Oh no, it will be too easy for you. We're talking about
Okay.
console.
PlayStation got some great exclusive, games. God of War, Horizon. So yeah, definitely I'll go to PlayStation.
Oh, you're a PlayStation man, right? You're a PlayStation fan. You're not an Xbox fan. So all too soon, guys. Thank you so much for joining in the stream. It's been wonderful having Baba on this show, and I hope
Thank you
that
for
we
having
could.
me.
Yes. I mean, then the last one. Ghana Jollof, Nigeria Jollof, Senegal Jollof. Which one is nicer?
I mean, actually, to be honest, I didn't taste the Ghana jollof. I want to taste it before giving
Yes.
my final decision. But actually, it has to be Senegal.
Oh, yes, we're waiting for you to come to Ghana so you can
I'm sure.
experience the
I
Ghana
will.
Jollof. So,
For
with
sure.
that said, we've been blessed to have Baba Diop. He's the president of Sengame and also co-founder and manager of Solo Esports. If you don't know Solo Esports, go and check them out. Just Google it. Google it. It's not a strange. Just Google it. The one of the foremost Africa esports professional esports team out there. Follow them. look at what they are doing. If you are in an esports team watching this, I tell you, go to their social media, go and see what they are doing, or visit their website, and then follow their Instagram, follow their Facebook, and then also subscribe to their YouTube channel so that anytime they go on live, and YouTube and Twitch as well, all Solo Esports. And then also on LinkedIn as well. Follow Baba also on Baba. Would you care to share, give a shout out to anybody?
Yeah, I want to thank you first for having me because it's always a pleasure sharing experience with you. You know, you're my mentor, you're my brother, you're my friend, and yeah, it's
Oh.
honor to do a talk to talk about esports, our passion for sure. I want to give a shout out to all my team from Solo Esport, all the players, all the staff, the coaches, and yeah, all the teams that have been working so hard to make it happen. You know, to make it real for sure. I want to give a shout out also to all the Send Game staff. You know, and also give a shout out to my family, my big brothers, my mom, and all the shout out to all the all the FGC community. I love them. You know that I love them
Yeah,
so
Africa
much.
FGC
And yeah,
community.
absolutely. And the African leaders, it can be Musa, Koulibaly,
Hey,
Timmy,
I have to bring
Keba,
Kumusa.
you have to bring
Yeah.
him here. You
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
bring
yeah,
him
yeah,
here
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I miss
And
Musa. I have to
and
talk to Musa.
and last but not least, my dear friend Amara.
Ah, definitely, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely. So,
yeah,
guys, all too soon. Thank you so much for joining and share this video. Let people come and watch it over and over again, experience all the knowledge and insight that Baba has shared with us. It's been great having Baba on the show. I called him, in fact, I called him a short notice just this morning. I said, Baba, are you free tonight? Can you come on the show? He said, for you, I'll do anything. I'll come. So, I mean, is look at the time. Baba is still here with us, and thank you so much, Baba. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate your commitment, and I
we are
appreciate
together,
your
my
love
friend.
for esports in Africa. We're doing this together, and hopefully, Africa esports will stand tall because some of us are standing tall and pushing it in the frontiers. My love to the boys. You know the boys that I'm talking about, and,
For sure.
and hopefully this year, hopefully, definitely. Maybe we'll meet in Romania again, and then
Absolutely.
to
Absolutely, for sure.
Geoff and to the PUBG guys,
Yeah.
they should enjoy the rest of the day. Baba, thank you so much. And to you who
Thank you,
watched,
Percy.
we don't take your patronage for watching this show. We know you spend your time and data to watch this show. We thank you for staying with us to the end, and I appreciate you very much for taking the time to watch this. Until the next time we meet again with another great person. Bye bye bye.
Bye bye.